Hello, friends. Welcome to day 3 of our yoga foundation. Today's asana practice, we're going to focus on the roots of tension, the roots of tension that we hold in our body, in our shoulders, in our jaw. So as we flow through our asana practice, we'll really kind of zone into those areas where we're holding tension in our body and that feeling of holding and letting go. Okay, so when you think about it from a yoga perspective, every tension has a cause. So we scan our body from head to toe and we notice areas of obvious discomfort. We get clear and descriptive about the places where discomfort is living right now, and ask yourself, what might be causing it in that area of your body, whether it be your shoulders or your jaw, and sometimes we hold it in our foreheads, which can cause some tension headaches. But be honest and objective with your answer. Tension, it can originate from anywhere. Relationships, work, anger, being too tired, being too pumped up on caffeine. It could even be an incident from years and years ago that just still lingers, and it just takes up precious space in your life. In your body and in your mind, actually. It's not just your life, it's every aspect of your life that's taking up space. Muscle tension, it just blocks that natural flow of lymph, of hormones, of nerve impulses, the blood, and even our natural flowing body's energy. It just blocks the flow of everything that we need to live a healthy life. Eventually, those blockages, they start to affect the other parts, and they create weaknesses, and they lower our resistance to disease and infections. We become more prone to, common colds or even greater, more acute illnesses. Think of stress and the incidence of heart attack or high blood pressure. It's a proven science. It's just a ripple effect. When one thing is out of balance, it throws all the other body parts out of balance as well. Tension can also be caused by excess food, exercise, work, even rest. Even rest can be a bad thing if it's done in excess. Spending too much time doing something that isn't productive, like staying in the presence of someone you don't like. Right? Like we do that to ourselves a lot. Sometimes we don't have a choice. It might be a work thing where you don't have a choice. We have to stay in the presence of someone we don't like. But learning how to deal with that and not allowing your body to react to that dislike, or at least at bare minimum being aware of how your body is reacting and maybe countering it, will be a huge benefit to you, to your body, to your health. Yoga practices doesn't teach us how to speak, apparently. Yoga teaches us how to use our body's tensions and the way we hold it as a learning tool. It will guide us into the areas that we need to work on the most. If we feel it in our shoulders, we know that we've got to focus some energy into our shoulders. Be aware of them. And that might mean taking a nice big inhale, crunch our shoulders, and when we exhale, be aware of just dropping them, letting them be heavy. So lie down on your back for just a moment. I'll give you a second to do that. And just tune in to the body on the ground. Feeling the parts of the body that touch the ground. Pay close attention to your breath. This task will seem difficult if the mind is busy, because the breath may feel awkwardly slow compared to the speed of the thoughts in your brain. acknowledging this imbalance without any judgment. Just stay on track. Keep practicing and watching. In your mind's eye, search inside yourself for tight areas. Explore where you hold tension and what might be causing it. If your shoulders and neck are tight, ask them why. Keep your eyes closed and let your mind open up for the answers. A few simple words or visuals may come to you. Take the time to look clearly at what's there. Think about what might trigger your anger. Uncontrolled emotions, they use up a lot of our body's fuel. A few minutes of anger can cost more energy than a day of physical labor. Just a little side note while you're lying here contemplating things that make you angry. Anger is one of those emotions that physiologically stays with you for 90 seconds. The effects of anger only last 90 seconds. If you are still angry after those 90 seconds and you're holding it in your body, that's your doing. That is your material. You're holding on to it instead of letting it go. So just bring your focus here onto your breath for a couple more minutes. A couple seconds, actually. We won't take too long. I just want you to kind of be aware of how you're feeling before we start our practice today. When you're ready, come onto your side as we're going to work our way up into a standing posture. I want you to come up slowly, very mindfully. Maybe work your way up onto all fours first. Give yourself a little stretch out while you're there. Begin to open your eyes slowly, maybe blinking at first. Slowly work your way up to a standing position. Just at the top of your mat. We're going to take a couple moments here to really ground ourselves with the earth. So what I want you to do is your feet hip width apart, hands to the side, palms facing out. Maybe give your shoulders a little roll. Inhale, nice and deep. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, let your shoulders relax down. Pull them back a little bit, bringing your shoulder blades together. Feel your feet. Your feet a little rock back and forth here. A little pressure into the toe mounds, a little pressure into the heels, forwards and back, maybe a little side to side. Really feel all four corners of your feet into the mat. Maybe raise your toes and let them come back down to the mat one by one. Tuck your navel slightly towards your spine, giving yourself a nice neutral pelvis. Engage your quads, allowing your kneecaps to rise a bit. Standing here, being totally aware of how we're feeling while we just stand. Feeling what a relatively good posture feels like, something that's a little bit of a lost art nowadays. nose, belly rises. Out through the nose, belly expands. Be aware of the feelings in your jaw and your shoulders. Are they tense? Feel a little more relaxed. We work into our practice here. On our next inhale, bring your hands up overhead, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward. Nice generous bend in your knees here, hands to the mat. Maybe reach for opposite elbows. Let yourself hang here for a second in your forward fold. Really let your arms loose and hang down. Give your head a little side to side, yes and no. Release your hands back to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift your hands, maybe to your quads, maybe just to your shins, whatever feels right for you. Extend from crown to tailbone. Nice flat back. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. A couple more breaths here. On your next exhale, release your hands to the mat, back into your forward fold. Inhale, raise on up, hands overhead. A couple more times. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Relax down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, raise the hands overhead. Listen closely here. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, interlace your fingers, turn your palms towards the front of the room, press your palms out, knees bent, chest towards the thighs for bear pose. Really reach those palms to that wall in front, stretching out those shoulders. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, and on your next exhale, release your hands to the mat. So forward fold with bent knees. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the mat. Step back with your right foot. Keeping a nice 90-degree bend in that left knee. Hands on the mat. Find your balance here as we work our way into our warrior one. Good. As we inhale, raise your hands up overhead. Spin your back heel to the mat. That back foot on a 45-degree angle. If you have to widen your stance, that's okay. Palms facing each other. Engage the core, navel to spine. Trying to keep our pelvis as neutral as possible. Our knee right over our ankle, making sure it's not splaying in or out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Soften down into your warrior one. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring your hands out in front, palms facing each other. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slide your right arm all the way across your body, opening up into warrior two. Palms facing down. Bring your drishti or your gaze over your left hand, over your left fingertips. Be strong, be proud in your warrior here. Big inhale. As you exhale, soften your shoulders down. Be aware of your jaw, of your forehead. Release any tension. Good. Inhale, turn your left palm up. Exhale, bring that hand up overhead, right hand to the right side. Reverse warrior. And again, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, maybe soften a little more into that left knee. Holding these poses just a little bit longer, feeling the tension that comes up. Inhale, back into warrior two, arms out to the side. Exhale, right hand comes up overhead, left forearm on that left thigh, coming into our extended side angle. Reach those right fingertips all the way towards that wall or the room in front of you. Left forearm relaxing on that thigh, keeping that left shoulder away from the ear, keeping that, maybe turn that. If you find that this seems really tight, you can actually bring that right arm around the front. You might find a little more space there. Excellent. Inhale, bring yourself back up to warrior two. Arms out to the sides, bringing your gaze back over those left fingertips. Couple breaths here. On your next inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, bring your left hand to your left shin. Right hand up overhead. Maybe use your blocks here for our triangle pose or trikonasana. That left hand can come to the shin, it can come to the block, it can come to the mat. That right hand reaches up for the sky. Again, being aware of our face, being aware of all the muscles, being aware of our shoulders. I'm going to hold this for another breath here. Inhale, bend your left knee, bring yourself back up into your warrior two. Shoulders away from the ears, jaw relaxed. Inhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat, framing your left foot, turn your back toes so they're facing forward. Left leg steps back to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out here. Going to take a couple breaths in our downward dog, stretching everything out. Bring your gaze to your thighs. Feel they stretch through the back of your neck here. Turn the eyes of your elbows towards the front of the room. On your next inhale, raise your right heel to the sky. Step forward in between your hands with that right foot. Again, find your balance here. You might have to widen your stance before we work our way into our warrior one on this side. Now, when you're ready, inhale, hands overhead. Spin that left heel to the mat. If you find you have to shorten your stance or just make whatever final adjustments you have to make sure you're in a comfortable position here in a warrior one. As you saw on the other side, we're holding these just a little bit longer. So we can really focus on that tension. If you find it's tough to bring your shoulders away from your ears, try turning your pinkies towards each other as we're up here. If you're still having difficulty or you have some shoulder injuries, you can also do cactus arms. We can even do eagle arms to really open up that back, the back area of the shoulders there. You can do eagle arms and reach up for the sky, maybe find a little bend in the back. Again, being aware of any tension that we might be holding in our face or in our shoulders. On your next exhale, release your hands. Bring them right out in front so your palms are facing each other. Inhale, lengthen your fingertips. Exhale, slide your left arm all the way across. Open up into your warrior two. Palms facing down. Bring your gaze over your right fingers. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, let your shoulders come back away from the earth. Inhale, right palm up. Exhale, right hand all the way up and over. Left hand to that left thigh. Couple breaths here in our reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up. Hands to the side, hands out for warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left arm up overhead, right forearm to right thigh for our extended side angle. Couple more breaths here again. Maybe spin that left arm around, find a little more room to keep those shoulders away from the ears. On our next inhale, back up to warrior two, arms out to the side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Come into the bend in that right knee. Take a look down, make sure our knee is right over our ankle. Bring our awareness to good posture here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale again. You might have your block here. Left arm up and over. Right hand to your shin, to your thigh, to your mat, to your ankle for our Trikonasana. Maybe bring your gaze up to your left hand. Maybe you just gaze down. Find what works best for you. Be aware of the tension in your face and shoulders. Keep reminding you. Inhale, bend your right knee, bring your arms up back into warrior two. Relax the shoulders away. Inhale, cartwheel your hands all the way around, framing the right foot, spin the back toes, step the right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. And pedal it out here, doing a fantastic job. It's not easy to hold those poses, but you crushed it. You did a great job. Inhale, raise your right heel to the sky. Bend that knee. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Bring that shin all the way down to the mat. Extend your left leg out behind you for our half pigeon pose. You can choose what you would like to do here. You can stay nice and high in your half pigeon. If that's where you're at today, or if that's as far as you want to go, that's okay. Just be aware of your shoulders and try and keep them away from the ears. Maybe turn the eyes of the elbows towards the front of the room. You'll feel the space between the ears and shoulders expand. Or you can bring yourself down onto your forearms. Or you can bring yourself all the way down onto your forehead or chest. If you have a little space here in between your right hip and the mat, you can put a block there. A little added support. We'll take 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, start walking yourself up. Move that block. You've got it under your hip. Curl our left toes. Push up through the palms, raising our hips, stepping our right foot back to meet the left, back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Inhale, left heel to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left wrist. Shin to the mat. Extend our right leg behind us. Half pigeon on the other side. Again, choose where you need to be here. Totally up to you. You can bring yourself onto your forearms. And stay high. You can bring your forehead all the way down. Totally up to you where you need to be. Two more breaths. Relax your shoulders away. Excellent. On your next inhale, bring yourself onto your left hip and float your right leg all the way straight out in front of you. Bring your left knee, the left foot to the mat, bending that left knee. Wrap your hands around your shins. Give your left thigh a little squeeze into your chest here. Remaining high from crown to tailbone. Again, letting your shoulders relax down. Take a couple proud breaths here. Keeping an active right foot. When you're ready, bring your left foot over your right thigh to the mat on the outer edge of your thigh there. Right arm wraps all the way around that left shin. Left hand to the mat behind you as we work our way into a twist here. Inhale, lengthen crown to tailbone. Exhale, twist to your left. Try and keep that left shoulder especially away from the ears. Soften the jaw. Active right toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften maybe a little more into your twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your twist. Extend your left leg out in front. Bend your right leg, thigh to chest. Maybe wrap your arms around your shin. Give that right leg a little squeeze in. Take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, bring your right foot over your left thigh. Plant that foot on the mat. Wrap your left arm around your right thigh. Right hand to the back behind you, to the mat behind you. Inhale, lengthen, crown to tailbone. Really feel the stretch through that right side body here. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Keep your chin over your sternum area here. We're twisting all the way from the torso, not just the neck, okay? Two more breaths. Exhale, release both legs straight up in front. And you give them a little wiggle here. Shake them out. Bring your left foot to the inner aspect of your right thigh. Little bend in that left leg. Activate your right foot. Inhale, lengthen crown to tailbone. Exhale, fold forward. chest towards that right thigh. And let's keep our shoulders away from our ears. We don't want our shoulders kissing the earlobes. We want to keep them nice and away. Maybe bring your hands onto your feet. You don't have to force, don't pull yourself or anything. Just use your hands as support here. Just a nice little guide. Not forcing, we're just relaxing into our fold. Check in with your jaw, check in with your forehead. Make sure they're all relaxed. Excellent. Inhale, slowly bring yourself up. Maybe use your hands to guide yourself back up. Release your left leg straight out in front. Bend your right knee, bring the sole of the foot to the inner aspect of your left thigh. Do a fold on the other side here. Inhale, lengthen, crown to tailbone. Exhale, fold forward, bringing the forehead towards the feet. Active left foot here. Think about it more as bringing your chest towards your thigh. Hands are on my feet. I'm not pulling or anything. I'm just using it as support. Shoulders away from the ears. Might notice one side actually is holding even more tension than the other. That's okay, not uncommon. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Extend your right leg out in front. Give your legs a little shake. Bend your knees, feet on the mat. Maybe use your hands to guide yourself and bring yourself all the way back onto your back into constructive rest. Now you bring your knees side to side, little windshield wiper here. Just to wake up the spine a little more. Loosen it up. On your next inhale, bring your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself a nice big squeeze here. Bring your chin all the way up to your knees. Relax your hold. Extend your right leg so the sole of the foot reaches to the sky. Bring your right ankle onto your left thigh. Finding a figure four here. Bring your hands to the back of your left thigh, supporting that left leg. Another hip opener here. If this isn't accessible to you, that's okay. You can bend the left knee as well. Maybe a little pressure from that right elbow to that right knee, opening up the hip a tiny bit more. If not, that's okay as well. Just be aware of the tension in the hip. With each exhale, try to relax it a tiny bit more. On your next exhale, release both feet to the mat, knees bent, constructive rest. Again, maybe windshield wiper here, side to side. Inhale, bring your knees to your chest. Extend your right heel to face the sky. Right ankle or left ankle over right thigh. Again, you can bend that right knee if that's more accessible for you as well. Hands may be interlaced behind the right thigh to support it, and our figure four on the other side. Again, bringing awareness to the tension in the left hip, maybe the left lower back, maybe the glutes. Just become aware of where you seem to be holding tension here. One more breath. Release both feet to the mat. Cross your right leg over your left. Inhale deep, exhale, let your knees fall to the left, arms out in a T to the side. Bring your gaze over your right fingers. Nice little spinal twist here. Again, bring your shoulders away from the ears if you find they have managed to creep their way up. Relax those facial muscles. On your next inhale, bring your knees up, feet to the floor. Readjust your spine so you're back in neutral alignment here. Bring your right leg up and over your right. Inhale deep, exhale, let your knees fall to the right. You might find you have to walk your right foot towards the left a little bit to allow a little more room. Arms still to the side, bring your gaze over your left fingertips. Breathe into the tension along the left side here. Another full breath. Inhale, bring your knees back up. Good. Nice constructive rest. Maybe windshield wiper again here. Extend your legs straight out. Enjoy your final Shavasana, whichever way is best for you. If you have to get going, that's okay too. Do what's best for you in this moment, but as you go through the day, every once in a while, bring the awareness back to where you might be holding any tension in your body. And remember to take a moment just for you. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. Namaste.